In this episode, we end up in a conversation that feels uncomfortable but is very important. Is music still the main thing that matters in a DJ career, or is your brand now more important than your production skills? We talk about festivals using tracks from artists they do not book, about popularity versus craftsmanship, and about what promoters really look at. And the bigger question underneath it all, if the industry rewards visibility more than music, how do you build something that actually lasts? If you care about longevity, identity, and staying relevant without chasing every trend, this one is for you. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Artist Coaching Podcast. For all the artists who are still here, how are you, Jay?
Good. Despite hearing that slogan
Fresh,
that I just
fresh,
don't like.
fresh
Fresh
haircut.
haircut. It's a bit short, but I asked for that, so it's always getting used to again.
I
I
was
guess.
planning to go this morning actually.
Hmm.
But somehow, like my mom always cuts my hair, and something came up, and now I don't know when the next option will be. So it's this for now. It's a bit
That's
long.
good. No, it looks good. It looks like Joe Suki. And also, I think, I mean, now it was last week very long, and now it's short. But other than that, I think other people don't really see much difference. Like even when I've done my hair and it's like, oh, I don't like the way it sits. People don't really notice that.
Yeah, nobody cares. It's
You
true.
don't care. You care about your own hair. So if you know about that, if you're an artist and you're on stage, don't give a shit, man.
No
People
one
see you the
cares.
same. People see you the same.
Yeah,
Unless you go
especially
bald, of course. But
yeah, and especially from a distance, people don't see it.
yeah, true, true.
Um, a warm welcome to everyone who's already in the chat right now. We have Ave. I really don't know. Is it Averth?
I like
Averth?
him. I don't care how you pronounce it. I like him. He says your hair looks good. Thanks, man.
I think it's Averth. What's up, Josh? Welcome back. Lion Harris is here. The Nuller is here. Bit3 is here. Greymax is here. Melodramatic is in the house.
Let's go.
What is up, everybody? And today is a wonderful, 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 lovely day in the Netherlands.
We have the sun, and it's like almost 20 degrees. It's
And
beautiful.
I just pulled out the lounge shed for in the garden, and I just sat down for like 30 minutes and just sunbathed. Like,
Wow. Wow.
enjoyed it. Welcome, Ralph. Hello.
Ralph,
Hey, everybody.
you're to the side. You're to the side.
Yeah, your camera is kind of zoomed out or something. Is that possible?
No, I was cleaning
Oh,
something.
there you
Hello.
are. Hello.
Hey,
We were just talking about the fact that the weather is great.
weather's great.
Oh, what a topic, man.
Perfect topic to start. Did
And
you just
haircuts. I had a
lunch?
haircut, and Joey did not get a haircut.
No,
So
I was
we were
supposed to get one.
for years. Everybody that's listening, we're trying to get in sync, all three haircut wise, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you live in the same house, your haircuts will sync up.
Yeah, because everybody goes to
Just
the
like
same hairdresser.
yeah, it's like
In our
women with
place,
their
that's not the
periods.
case, to be honest. I live with 3 women, and 2 of them have curls, so they almost never go to the hairdresser. And the other one does, but not as much as I do. Like I'm the only one
Does
who.
the father also have curls?
This guy, this guy. Hey guys, are you how you call that?
Ah,
Are you sensitive to the weather when it comes down to music production? Like when the sun is shining, do you feel more
oh
creative?
yeah, I make Afro House now.
Yeah, I get that.
It's you need to learn to let all that be irrelevant. You just need to make music anyways, or I want to, so I don't let it affect my productivity because you just go and make. It's yeah. I don't care if it rains or sun shines.
But
No,
isn't there
I
a slight
usually do
difference?
go home a little bit more early when it's good weather. Yeah. I have a pool, remember?
Yeah, but that is it heated?
Oh yeah, it is heated, but not now. It's
Okay.
But
still very cold.
as long as you get your music finished, I mean, you can make your own hours. So I don't think that
Yeah.
I don't think you're less productive. You don't strike me as someone that,
To
or
to be
are you?
honest, that was one of the hardest things for me back in the days when I was making music. One of the hardest things for me to get comfortable with is being okay with going home early, and just enjoying the fact that you have like flexibility and that you're capable of doing that when you've already put in like 6 or 7 hours of work, and the sun is shining. Like, it's okay to go earlier and enjoy the privileges of owning an own business, because it's most of the time it's hard, but sometimes it's very fun, right?
True.
Do you struggle with that, or is it not a problem at all?
For me, not a
It's
problem
Jay,
at all.
for Jay, it's not a problem. We
it's
all know
No.
that.
definitely not a struggle.
No,
I
never struggled with it.
I always
Yeah, well,
make
why
sure.
would I struggle with it?
In my mind, it always went like, all my friends are working right now. The whole world is working. So the let's say 9 to 5 mentality.
So you
Um,
felt guilt.
yeah, I felt guilt. I was like, I'm supposed to be
I was
here
joking.
just like everybody else. It really took me years to get over it. But you never dealt with it.
I
I don't
kind of
feel
get
guilt.
um what you mean, but I think that guilt has to do with not feeling very productive as well. And I had that maybe in the beginning of my, well, even before I had my breakthrough, that I was like, oh, am I doing the right thing? But now I just always make sure that, hey, I get done what I want to get done, and then I don't ever feel guilty for not working or for working when the sun is out. I really don't. You have that FOMO sometimes of like, oh, the sun is out and I want to do nice things, but I don't. Yeah, I don't really. I'm not too sensitive to that, to be
Mm,
honest. But I also plan to do stuff outside of the studio,
yeah.
so that's also not that I'm here 24/7.
I must say the weather does impact me, my mood. I'm capable of delivering work throughout the year simply because of discipline. But I must say, springtime and summertime, I just go. It feels like I have 2 times the energy. It's different, completely different. And sometimes I get that from other people as well. Like their state of mind really changes when the weather starts to become better. Um, and then even like with making music as well. Like when the sun was shining, I was just more productive in the studio. Funny enough,
Mm.
don't know why.
Well, thanks for that, Joey.
Yeah.
What
Anyway,
an
how
insight to
have
who
you
is
guys been?
Joey Suki.
How have you guys been?
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something to mention?
New track dropping this Friday.
Mm. That's at the end.
No, it's right now. You said something to mention. That's now, and I'm recording a live set on Friday. That's is exclusive news here because for my social media, it's kind of still a secret. But I realized when I was planning the live set, I have like, well, 30, well, let's say 12 because one of them is already out. 12 new original tracks finished that are
Wow.
like they're all pretty good. I think I love them. And it's like I have been the most productive I've ever been in my whole career. And I'm very excited for all that music to drop. And yeah, so
And
that's
is that,
that's exciting.
first of all, congratulations. And second, is that part of that finishing one track a week thing? Is that really
No,
succeeding? Or?
it's the 30-minute idea thing that really kickstarted it. Because I've literally had days, and that the 30-minute idea is you go into the studio, put it literally a timer on, and work for 30 minutes. Doesn't matter if it sounds shit, so you don't care about that. But this kickstarts your creativity even when you don't feel like it, because you're like, well, I have 20 minutes left on this stupid melody, but I have to make something. So turns out I have so many good ideas, some shitty ideas, to be honest.
Mhm.
But there's literally been days where I went to the studio like I really don't feel like it, like I really, really don't. And where I 10 years ago would have said, no, I'm staying home. I really don't feel like it. Start the 30 minutes. And in that was like a few weeks ago, a track which I started and I didn't feel like it. And then it's like, I get goosebumps listening to the track, like part of it. And it's like, yeah, it's that the thing of you need discipline, you don't need motivation. Motivation is kind of a irrelevant thing. Just make the music, and like the success will maybe follow, but also the gratification you get out of it will follow, and that's yeah, it's been an epiphany, or how do you say that? Like since last year,
Yeah, epiphany.
to
Hmm.
just get in the studio and put, if you need, like me, put a timer on, because I'm a yeah, I can be a bit of a like, oh, I don't want it today, I don't feel like it. But now, also with working out since a few years, I've been like, actually since my kids were born, I was like, I don't care if I want to, I just go. And
It's called
it,
discipline.
yeah, discipline, but it's something you need to learn. And I think especially maybe when you have kids, but also when you get in your 30s, it starts for your health. It starts to get really important to have that workout discipline and healthy discipline, let's say. So I can recommend that the discipline to everyone.
Yeah. No, but you're 100% right because most producers rely on motivation, as you
Yeah,
were doing in the past as well. Like, do I feel like making music
yeah,
today?
yeah,
Um, but I think we've talked about this with Ralph as well. Like, it's not really about do I feel like making music. Like, just make music, even if it's just for 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day. And that's also from the results we've seen from that 30-day challenge where people made 30 minutes of music for 30 days. The results from that as well were the same. You know,
yeah,
even if you're not motivated,
yeah.
once you
And
sit down and do
your
the
your
work, it starts to flow.
your mind just gets in the way sometimes, and I'm a very feel type person. So also when I'm working on a track and I've already decided I'm going to finish it. So I get to the project and I just, everything I do seems like, oh, this makes it worse. This sounds shitty. This arrangement is shit. But I just continue anyways. So I try to let that be on the sideline, like, yeah, whatever. And then what, 9 out of 10 times, I come back the next day, I check what I made, and I'm like, this is a damn good arrangement, or this new sound is really cool. And like, there's more times where I feel like that is a positive thing that I look back the next day. Then there's like, oh yeah, that was shitty. I shouldn't have changed that. But yeah, it's really a eye opener.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. Before we continue, we, ladies and gentlemen, have another donation
Oi.
from the one and only melodramatic, he says the sun is out, but I don't think the sun is out at your place. I believe it's still winter. New York is still like dealing with the biggest snow blizzard on the planet.
Oof.
Jaco is also in -5 degrees. So yeah, thank you, melodramatic. The sun's out here, but hopefully the sun's also out at your place. Ralph, you really never struggled with the whole discipline thing, did you?
Oh no, everybody struggles.
Yeah, but for as long as I know you, you're a person who just sits down 5 times a week and does the work.
I don't know what to do else. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
really, like
What
there's
what should
nothing
I
else.
do?
I don't know.
No, well, what you
Lay down to the
do?
pool.
Oh yeah, you also have those days, but it's barely daytime of a day spent. No. Yeah, I love what I do, and I'm actually really grateful that I'm in the opportunity to do so. So,
Mm.
yeah, make the best of it. But it's cool to hear that Jobke found his mojo through a gimmick, let's call it like that. And it doesn't matter where you get it or how or whatever loophole you find for yourself. What matters is that there's music being made and hopefully also some good music.
But that's like the thing. You, of course, I now hope that it will be supported, and I'm like trying to find the right audience, let's say DJ wise and audience wise, let's say. But that's also like, that's kind of not relevant yet when you're making it. You're thinking about it, but it's like you can't be too obsessed by it, or I cannot be, because then I'm get blocked and I'm like, oh no, they will never like this, or this DJ will never play it. But what has helped me tremendously, and I think this is always worked throughout my career, is when I don't know what to make, or I just go to sets that I'm like, I want to create a song that would fit in this guy's set, or this girl's set, and it's like, then I check the set, and it's like, oh, I can make something like this. This would fit my kind of style, and then you just begin. And what's also helpful is, and especially in dance music, I think the arrangement is very important. Just pick an arrangement from a song that you like, or that you're like, that's kind of that kind of song. Just one on one copy the arrangement, but then, hey, they add a hi-hat here, you can add like some other element. But it's good to learn from other tracks what keeps it interesting, and what, so yeah, that's just all little tools. I don't always do that, but if you're stuck, those things can help.
So you have a track coming on. I forgot the name, but whose arrangement did you check?
For this one, I was not just I what I liked. So this is like a thing where I'm like, oh, what if I would play it out in my new melodic rave style? This is the arrangement I like. I didn't
What is that?
really.
What is that arrangement?
next
What
one.
makes it? What makes it different?
For this track, you mean?
Yeah, like for the because you mentioned you have like for your new sound you have a certain
Yeah.
arrangement.
Well, it's just more beats, more kicks.
Okay.
So there's times where you can let it roll a bit longer and tell a bit more of a story, and it's okay to sometimes, before, and then I'm talking about 10 years ago. A lot of my music was, here's the
1 year
melody,
ago.
maybe 1 year ago, but
I mean, we had this conversation. It
no,
was
but not
only
in my
me
set.
telling
You've
it
never seen my set,
and
so
somebody else not listening to it.
you haven't been to any of my sets, so let's
No,
stop
that's
that there.
true.
But
No,
what
but
I
it
always
it
also
it,
did
it
in my
was
set,
aimed at your own track.
yeah. So, but like in my sets, I already was like sometimes needed a track that rolled on a bit longer, that caught the vibe a bit more. And EDM or big room used to be like, here's a melody, and now you guys jump for 30 seconds, and
Yeah.
then it stops again, and
It's a bit
melody
like
singing.
hardstyle, like really, yeah, like really breaks, drops, breaks, drops. Like
Yeah, yeah. So, but then I, yeah, realized I didn't really want to do that anymore, and it's way more of a thing of, you don't need to have your hands up the whole time, but there's a certain vibe you're building, and I think that's very interesting. And it's the whole, like, let's say the whole foundation of like house music is more of a whole story instead of like bursts of energy.
mhm.
And if you definitely look at like the legends like Carl Cox, there's like the way they build energy throughout their whole set. It's not like you pick one moment and are like, "Ooh, what an amazing moment!" But the whole thing, if you're there, it's really something special.
Yeah.
So my arrangements are now way more. Oh, Ralph just
Oh,
left.
half left.
But my arrangements are now way more like aimed at what's the vibe and a kind of a story. And then in this track, Don't You, there is a big, like, let's say, melodic breakdown, and then it goes into the drop, but not with that full melody. So it's a bit techno-y, ravey, old schooly. It's pretty cool.
Okay, and what is your plan with those 12 tracks? An album or?
No, I don't know. I'm gonna play the set to show everyone, hey, this is what I'm working on. This is the sound that J Hardware represents now, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
So not planning to release them single every
Yeah,
month.
well, the idea is I'm gonna release a single every month. That's what I'm doing already. So I'm gonna pick one of those tracks to be the next single for April, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
March. But in the meantime, I'm trying to get support by other names than would what I would before focus on. So I'm going more towards the, let's say, techno trancey world, and getting them signed on those labels, and that's a whole new adventure for me. But
Yeah.
it's yeah, I'm just very excited about the music, and I think that really will keep the ball rolling. It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. Ralph's back. Welcome.
Hey,
Yeah,
Ralph.
I
Yep.
think that was my internet.
It really, you really were gone out of nowhere.
Yeah. Anyway, for everyone in the live chat right now, if you want to ask us a question for later on in the podcast, please send it into the Discord community. The link is in the description, and we will, in about 10 minutes or something, we'll go to the questions. So if you have questions, make sure to drop it in the Discord. I wanted to, like last week, I went into the studio again, solo.
Oh,
in my own studio, and that was a very interesting experience. Like going back into the studio after what, like 10+ years, and having to start something from scratch again. In some kind of way, it's really liberating because you're not stuck in those standard arrangements and standard little things that you do. You really start from scratch, but it's also very daunting because there's so many options. You have to make decisions, but I managed to make like a almost 80% song from it. And what's funny, there are some old school Dutch EDM sounds in it, like Dutch house sounds in it, but it's also, I don't know, really don't know what type of style it is. I'll show it to you guys later. Maybe I'll drop it in the Discord. But it was just fun for me to realize, like, okay, this is what comes out of me after like 10 years of doing nothing. This is what I seem to like. And there's still that Dutch high, glidey melody in there. It's just something that I like. You guys never use it anymore, right?
Don't know. You mean
it depends.
glide
Yeah,
on
I don't know
melodies?
what you
It's
mean.
like
Yeah.
like those high pitched melody sounds with the glides in it. Like yeah, how do you say that?
Oh, sounds really cool, man.
Yeah.
It's
More
gonna
like
be a hit.
what Afrojack used to do as well a lot. Like those high pitched sounds with glides.
Yeah, what at some point was known as like Dutch house, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dutch house sound.
No, well, I have one track with high pitchy sounds, but it's a bit different, and it's not the main lead, or it's a different way. But yeah,
And it's also 122
I think
BPM or something.
I
It's really
think this is
slow.
the thing, Joey. You should have sent it to us, and then we could have had a real chat about it. Now we're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
We want to
dude.
hear it, but
Okay, dude.
let's save that for next week. You
No,
send it
wait,
to us.
wait. Let me see if I can stream Logic. I'll open
I
up Logic.
Oh,
Oh
are we
no.
gonna do
But
this?
this is
Yep.
I don't want to do this. You can't see my face because I can't hide
You
my
can burn me
honesty.
live.
I can't
It
hide my
sounds,
honesty.
if it works. I don't know if it works. It's opening now. Not sure if this is too heavy for my laptop streaming, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's able to stream the sound. Share screen.
This is long, huh? Ralph, how you been, man? Oh, here we
Okay.
go.
Is this working?
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah, you can't really hear the audio.
Yeah,
audio
the
is
sound
through,
is a little bit off. We can hear it through your microphone.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. In that case, it's not working. Okay. I'll throw it in the Discord later.
But sounded really cool, man.
It's
inspiring.
122 BPM, Ralph. It's way too slow for you.
Inspiring.
No, it's for grandpas. They need to dance too.
Yeah.
No
exactly.
problem there. Yeah.
Like shuffling around the
Mhm.
dance floor. Share sound. I'm not sure. I don't think there is share sound.
Must be, but this stupid program doesn't let you alter it.
Yeah, it says system share.
Yeah, but fuck it. We'll check it out for
We'll
next
check
week.
it so people have a reason to go to the Discord. You want to check out the new Joey Suki? You will go to Discord
Yeah.
after this episode, and it will be
I'll throw
online.
it in the feedback section so people can burn me alive. Okay, I'll do that so people. Can
Hey,
actually
don't
have a-
sell yourself short, man. But did you notice, because there's now so much more to choose from,
Yeah.
did your workflow change a little bit, or did you go to the same old folders to get sounds?
No,
Or
I don't. The only thing I still had was like a folder of old presets for the silent. And for samples, I just went to Splice, so that was new. And with the presets, I used a few of them, but not all of them.
okay.
So it wasn't that different, to be honest, but more about like I haven't listened to a lot of EDM-ish kind of songs in the past few years. So there is no reference, back then I was full into EDM, so I knew about all the songs that got released, all the trending things, and that obviously influences you in the studio. And now it was like a completely empty screen, which I could do it whatever I want, which was a different experience.
Daunting.
Yeah, it's daunting and exciting at the same time, to be honest, because as I said, there's a lot of options, but you know your way around the DAW and your way around everything, so you'll manage. But you really find out that the standard arrangement you used to do was not the case this time. The standard sounds that I used to use wasn't the case this time. So it ended up becoming a pretty different song from what I regularly would have made 10 years ago. So yeah, it's been fun. I'll do it more often just to see if I keep liking it, and maybe just release it for fun. We'll see.
I'm very curious now about how it sounds.
I honestly I
Yeah,
don't
but I'll
think
hear it next week. It's
no, but
fine.
I don't think it will be something that a lot of people will play right now. I don't think it's something that will be dance floor material right now, because it's very slow. It's 122 BPM, but it might sound incredible as well because it's very in your face. Yeah, it's
Daunting.
I'm teasing you guys. I'll drop it in the Discord. Okay. Hey, quick break. If you're an artist who's serious about growing his career, but you feel stuck and you don't know what to do, you feel overwhelmed, that's exactly what we help you with at Artist Coaching. At Artist Coaching, we offer one-on-one personal coaching for DJs and music producers who want to turn their passion into a sustainable career. Whether you're struggling with finishing your music, building your brand, or just figuring out how to stand out, we've been there and we can help. If that sounds like you, head over to artistcoaching.nl and book your free intake call so we can check where you're at in your career and see if we can help you. All right, back to the episode. Let's go on to community questions. Oh, as always,
This is one of your better works, man. This is really good.
Yeah, it's just no producing included in that one.
Hey, still, there was nothing, and you put yourself to it, and
That's
then there was something. That's like creation in its purest form.
That's true. That's true. It's an insane jingle.
Yeah.
Every week we take questions in this podcast. You can send in the questions into a Discord community. The link is in the description of this episode. And I see somebody else. Oh, that's also fine.
Community questions.
Here's a question from Jaco. Hey guys, question to Ralph and Joey. What's the ratio of your productions being actually suitable for releases or just eventually settling for dust in your folders? So how much tracks do you release and how much you let die?
Depends. There's no real ratio, but at some point when nobody reacts to your track, sometimes it's better to just let it die. And sometimes you just start working on something and the next day it sounds shit. You let it die. You just have to be really critical about yourself and push yourself each track to make something really great out of it. And not one part should be shitty.
But do you always let the feedback of others decide if it's going to be released, yes or no?
Yeah, in practice, yes, actually. It's like I say, if nobody wants to play it, then it will be shelved.
And what if you personally still love it?
Oh, but if we play it ourselves, it's also fine. If Marlon also sometimes says like, I don't like it, I'm not gonna play it.
Ah, yeah. Okay, so
And
your
then
own opinion is still important.
But I was also thinking of, I mean, so many tracks we have, and then sometimes I'm thinking like, okay, it's cool. It deserves to live. But if it would be the 1 hour Tomorrowland set, it would not be in our sets. What do you do? Then you get the other factor, like, okay, what if you're playing 1.5 hour? Would it then make the cut? Could also still be a viable reason to not shelve it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Okay.
you cannot play if you make one track each month. You cannot play them all in your set
No,
at some point because some will linger. You also take tracks from other people, and yeah.
no, and I can understand why the feedback from others is important. But
Hey, but if you're really convinced that it will grow in time, then you do it
yeah,
anyway.
exactly. That's what I
So
noticed. Yeah.
yeah,
It's also, I think you, Ralph, are very into the scene your tracks are supported in. Like you have contact with a lot of DJs who play there, which has also changed your perspective a little bit if you get the feedback. So it's like if people, then it makes sense to not really release it if they're not gonna play it, and yourself maybe wouldn't play it. But I think for me right now, and for a lot of maybe beginning artists, it's sometimes hard this question because you're like, yeah, no one is playing it, but I also, the people that should hear it haven't heard it,
Mm.
and I feel that's what where with my music right now. I'm convinced about the quality, so I know that I like it, and then it's more a question of, hey, does it represent my brand, and does it have my quality stamp, and does my people who I work with also think that?
Yeah.
Because it's just a bit yeah, you don't know where you're going or who's gonna actually hear your track, so that's a bit
Yeah.
of
It's
a
harder to get that
different
confirmation, right?
approach. Yeah, but I fully agree that, hey, some of your tracks you just, and you still like them sometimes, but you're like, yeah, it's just not it doesn't fully cut it. Yeah, you just have to leave it like
hey, we also had some tracks that only Armin put it in his live set.
Yeah, that's fine, right? If only
it's
one guy
huge,
supports
but
it.
that's still huge.
I mean, I'm happy. Apparently, he has a taste that not a lot of people share, and yeah, it was also a free download. Yeah, no, but you always have some people in your surroundings, and yeah, you need to ask them an honest opinion. That's
Yeah,
how you push to get better.
and I think how, let's say, the position where Ralph is in is something where I want to get to with my genre, let's say, and I think
But I
that's what
think
you.
people see J Hardway in their mailbox and they will open it.
Yeah, exactly. But I still, it's, I want to reach the people that maybe don't know Jay Hardway yet, and that's the whole a whole different scene. But I'm saying, like, I think it's good to strive towards the position you're in, to have that, like the DJs who are actually out there doing the groundwork, let's say, and that's why it's I think very nice that you have Marlon, who's also on the dance floor, and he can be like, that track isn't gonna work if we do it like that.
Yeah,
That's
like real life
so
feedback.
valuable feedback, and that's why I also
Mm.
say to beginning guys, it's like you need to also connect with DJs that are locally, um, that you know locally, or smaller DJs, because even if they play your track in a bar, they can still have some kind of feedback of like, it sounds shit or it sounds good, or so it's like you want that community around you. You can't just be
Yeah, it
putting
should
music out and stay
basically
open to
work.
land.
Yeah, it should work wherever the crowd is. I mean, it would be silly to play it in a bar where they play Dutch folk music. And
Well, you
but
never
yeah,
know.
if you
If it
play
works
it,
there, it's gonna work everywhere.
hey, dude,
That's true.
mariachi.
Yeah,
That was
Exactly.
one of those.
in the Netherlands it
Well,
works
I
everywhere.
that's the big room era. I noticed that a lot of tracks that did well on festivals also did well in bars. So like the famous EDM tracks like Animals,
Yeah,
that's played
Yeah,
at
tsunami,
maybe
all that kind of
still
stuff.
many bars that still play that stuff. There was like a good like if it works there, it is gonna work everywhere. And maybe
yeah,
that still goes for the biggest hits in house slash dance, because like let's look at Losing It by Fisher. That's a track you can play anywhere, any club, any setting.
yeah.
It will always go off, and So yeah,
It's unique.
don't underestimate the power of small bars.
It's also fun to see, like, if at least for the south of the Netherlands here, if a song can be turned into a carnival song, it's a hit. You know, if it can be remade into a carnival's hit, it's a hit. And that happens with some of the EDM songs as well. Like Fisher, for example, got turned into a carnival song here.
Mm.
There's a few.
And what did they sing?
I have no clue.
I do know the Adele song.
Which one?
Het is hier keivol. Keivol.
Yeah. There's quite a few of
Actually,
them.
Dutch carnival songs get so creative when it comes to making alterations of.
But
famous
also
songs.
there's like also a shitload of shitty tracks.
Yeah. Sure.
But it's
I'm one
like
of them. I
some
made
of the
two of
good
them.
ones have such good word jokes, and it's like, yeah, it's just so stupid that it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Question from Atalo for Jay. Where's Martin Garrix really good at in the studio? Really in the moment itself when sitting together.
What isn't he good at? I would say he's what I think what Martin does best is he's amazing with melodies, that's for sure. If you listen to, I think especially in his older work, there was so much melody and creativity before he even played big shows. So you notice that now in his work as well. And I think if you collab with him, he really brings out energy and brings out the best in others, and that's why the whole product becomes better. So if I'm with Martin in the studio and he hears stuff of mine, he has like ideas about how to use it differently in a different track, or he's like, we should do it like this, and then you get this energy. You see, it's really exciting. But I think he's very energetic and he really lights up a room with his personality. And yeah, it's an honor to have worked with him in the studio. It's really something special. Yeah, I think that
Is a question from Antalo for Ralph. What are tips on using reverb on a lead for big room? Do you always use it on the lead layers? And which type of reverb or sync times? Time synced. Yeah.
I mean, there's loads of directions you can go to. I always automated my reverb, so I could fill up holes where I thought they needed to be filled. Also, preferably ducked the reverb when sound was playing. For the rest, it's just trial and error. There's no standard common practice, to be honest.
And which reverb do you happen to use the most?
I actually mostly use the fruity reverb. And sometimes you pick another one. I liked Cashmere Reverb for quite some. Yeah, I use it still. I use the reverb from Effector, which is also a standard FL plugin. I sometimes use the Valhalla Room still. It's actually maybe the nicest. When reverb really becomes important or really noticeable, then yeah, I would turn to Valhalla.
Okay.
But if there's beats under it, then I mean the standard fruity plugin. Actually, what I like about reverb is when you have a lot of control. So always buzz it and make sure you can control it.
Okay. Question from Future. Do you sometimes find yourself using the same chord progressions or writing melodies with similar rhythms? And is that something you worry about?
You do it all the time. Rhythms and chord progressions of your own, of others. And I mean, there's not so many notes in a octave, and we've used almost all progressions, I think. So
no, I don't agree with that. I think there is so many combinations you wouldn't even fathom how many, even with only 12 keys. It's really hard to accidentally make the same, even if you're like drawing inspiration from something. But I do agree where it's like, yes, there's a lot of standard ones that work really well, so you end up with the same, let's say, bass notes. But with chords and the notes that are, let's say, on the top, so on top of the bass, there's so much. You can change one note and it will change the entire, let's say, next chord as well, because it feels a different way. So you can play around with it so much. I think it's really hard to, well, let's say maybe it's not really hard, but I really don't worry about it, and I almost never come up with the same chord progressions or melodies. It's
To be honest, whenever I make a good melody, the first thing I will think of, this must be out there.
yeah, I have that
It's
too.
so good.
Yeah.
This must be
Yeah.
out there. And to be honest, it's actually really easy to get. If you do an F minor, then you're bound, and it's always really repetitive. You probably only use 4 notes. Yeah, it's actually really easy to stumble upon something that's already been used.
That's
Yeah,
a
but
follow.
not in that exact thing. And I think how you can do this is if you write a little poem of like 3 sentences. It's crazy how then ask ChatGPT, does this already exist? And it's crazy how you think it's the most simple shit you could have ever think of, and it doesn't exist in any book out there. And I think it's the same with melody. There's so many, even a slight variation of one note can have a huge effect. um I think you'll be surprised how many good melodies aren't made yet, that are what you think, like, how is it that simple and we haven't thought of it yet?
No, that's true. I mean, it's weird that we never invent like a new Gigi D'Agostino
Yeah, yeah,
tune. I
yeah.
mean, back in those days, he did
And
it
how,
all the
but how
time.
how simple that melody is, and that no one came up with
Yeah,
that before him is,
It's the hardest thing to keep it simple.
yeah,
yeah,
true.
it's true. There's a follow-up question from Ave about this topic, who says, I sometimes come up with a melody I already like, but seems familiar. Not like an exact copy, but it sounds close to something that already exists.
Yeah, it
Should I,
happens also.
should I
Yeah.
should I try to reach out to the artist who made the melody that I think sounds similar to mine, and ask if it's okay to release the track whenever that happens? And what could I do if they don't respond?
You know, the thing is this: would it make sense to release the song again? Since it has basically the same melody.
Yeah, it's
And then,
basically the same.
yeah, no, but even if it's like sounds really familiar, I mean, I've heard 10 caramels by Mesto right now, what's the point? Then you either do it really good or don't do it at all.
Yeah. But that's the trap a lot of artists fall in, right? Like they feel like they have to copy other successful tracks in order to be successful, but you actually need to come up with something new to be
Oh,
successful.
hey, to be honest, I also last year did a track that in hindsight sounded but didn't feel the same, but the melody sounded the same. That
Right?
also is a thing.
Yep.
I
But also
also
in the law,
remember.
it's important if it's the same, chords and stuff, but also if it's like has the same feel and intention. It's pretty. It's like when it
Yeah,
would come to a lawsuit, it would be quite difficult to prove if something is really the same. Look at Ed
we
Sheeran
actually
lawsuit.
we actually used the same notes as another track at some point, and
I once
I had no clue.
I once used the same rhythm in hindsight as another like really famous pop track, which I won't name. But it's also, and there's DJs who once told me this. You can also try that, pick a famous song, look at the rhythm, and make a new melody with that. I'm not saying it's allowed. I'm not saying you should do that, but it you can surprise yourself. But I accidentally did it, the same rhythm of a melody.
Mm.
But it wouldn't really matter because it's a whole different genre, a whole different notes, different chords. um but I don't know if that person really wanted to and my track became like really really big, there might be some issues. I don't know. um
Mm.
but my track isn't even on their radar. I won't name the track. I won't name where it may look like,
But
but
it's such a gray area. It remains to
yeah.
be such a gray area because
Yeah.
it's so hard to say, was I inspired by or did I copy? You know, it's
Yeah.
Oh no, I know the times when I was inspired by, and when it's like such a coincidence. I actually did "Dirt Off Your Shoulder" of Jay-Z, but I didn't know it. But it's basically the same melody as "Wave Your Hands" we did.
It's
But
Deadmau5 is
somebody told me I read a comment like, "Oh, it's like kind of sounds like Jay-Z,
like
"Dirt Off Your Shoulders."
like that one.
No. That's
Ah,
another track.
Deadmau5 has a track Ghosts and Stuff with Rob Swire, and Rob
yeah.
Swire even admitted, because it sounds exactly like the melody is like almost a one-on-one copy from a famous pop song in the 80s, and I think they kind of settled it with the original, because he like admitted like, yeah, I accidentally made it kind of the same, and of course they have such the right connections that they can settle it outside the court.
But
That
that's the
also
problem.
happens.
How are you going to prove that you didn't do it on purpose?
Well, look at the Ed Sheeran. That's why it's always a gray area. That's why it's
Yeah.
so difficult, because also the whole Ed Sheeran lawsuit was about the same chords, and a lot of pop songs use that same chord progression,
Yeah.
and that's what Ed Sheeran actually proved in court by using his guitar and showing to the court like, "Hey,
It all
look at
sounds
all
the
these
same.
songs that have this chord progression."
Yeah.
So that's how he won.
And it's
But
also
it is also kind of a bit scary that you could those lawsuits happen. It's always a bit of a greedy thing,
Mm.
and it also has the question of, and I think that about that a lot, is like, yes, I came up with this melody, but is it then mine? Is it then, yes, I registered it first, but is it then like, is it mine because I thought of it? It's kind of a very, then I go very abstract, but it's an interesting thing to think about, because if I now go "Du-du-du, du-du-du," and next year there's a Calvin Harris track that has those notes, can I sue him? Like, was I the first one? Is it on
I
record?
I don't
It's
know.
interesting. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. It also happened with that last with the last release from what's his name?
Calvin Harris.
No, yeah, Calvin Harris as well. But Jesus, Bruno Mars, the latest song. There seems to be a few things. I believe it's One More Time from Daft Punk. Which songs consist out of latest? Bruno.
Also
Bruno
interesting.
Mars.
Think
And
about this.
if
Oh,
you hear
good.
those songs, if you hear somebody explain it like this part comes from that song, this part comes from that song, it's like you can't unhear it. It's like
Mhm.
it's so similar, but then the question becomes like, is it stolen? Is it, I don't know.
It's an interesting thing.
It's a tricky thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Next question.
yeah. Next question is from Mr. Melodramatic.
Oh,
When
Hey.
is the artist coaching team going to go to Mr. Beef in Tilburg and send a picture from the donations? No picture or didn't happen, and no AI allowed.
we have a
We can
date,
actually do that. We have a dinner planned
but
next
are we
week.
going to Mr. Beef?
Yeah, that is a nice place.
Oh, it's called Mr. Beef.
Yeah, that's next week we have
Oh.
dinner. Yeah.
Oh.
So we could go to Mr. Beef.
I'll have some beef for you.
Hey, don't tell them when, because then all the fans come out, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
to
a
the
Mr.
whole
Beef.
city will be.
They get shut down.
Yeah. They sell
Fuck
out.
off reading.
Yeah, exactly. We're definitely gonna have dinner next week. Maybe it's gonna be Mr. Beef. Maybe it's gonna be something else. But we'll send you a picture. That's what we'll prove in the Discord. Question from Atalo for Ralph. I have a catchy 4-bar melody and I want to make a progressive house track like Busto again and again. The song shows how Busto used just one melody for the whole track, repeating and repeating without getting bored. Any tips for how to make sure that a melody didn't get annoying when making a full instrumental track?
Whew.
That's tough.
That's one hell of a question, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no clue.
It's very
just
hard.
do it and see why it's keeping interesting at Bosto. And there's probably more. I think Eric Pritz also. What's
Yeah,
the track
definitely.
called?
There's at least one
Yeah,
Piano.
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 Um,
Also plays the same top melody continuously. Yeah, I
It's
actually no
actually
clue.
it's an interesting thing because that's what you always need to worry about. I do think it has to do with maybe the times as well, because if you listen back to levels, it's a lot of the same. Where I don't know if you could play it out like that now, or but it's
I
the
do see
time
a
you
lot
make it
of
in is different.
attention and producers making progressive house.
yep, I noticed too.
Yeah, but what I'm a bit sad about is that a lot of it is like what we already know sound wise. It's not it's
Man,
the
it's
same
like I'm
arrangement.
going back to 2015,
Yeah,
man.
but it's never going to be the same. When do we producers realize that was special then? Because it was, I don't know. It's just you can't
Hey, and
just
if you're
make the
then going
same.
to copy a sound from then, please do copy Tommy Trash,
Oh
the
yeah,
King
wow,
of Kings, who
what a legend!
already was
What was it
making.
called? Sunshine, which
He had
he
Luddy Duddy,
What a
Sunshine
legend!
was the Aston Shuffle.
yeah, Aston
They
Shuffle. Yeah,
say
Yeah.
Dutch DJs, but Australian DJs, man, there is
yeah,
something
true,
in the
Oi,
water
Mike.
there. There
true.
is something in the water there as well.
Yeah, sharks. That's why they go inside and produce.
Exactly.
No
They all
swimming.
stay inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, donated also said it in the chat. Like, do you think melodic dance music is on a crisis? I actually think it's slowly coming back in some kind of way.
Coming back, it's like making a trance is like
Yeah.
the king right now.
Trance is huge. Melodic techno, whatever that
Yeah.
is huge. There's I think melodic
There's
is
only
more than
one
ever.
genre that's really dead right now, and that's big room.
Big Room is dead. Yeah.
The old
Like
school.
you
I vouch for that.
nowhere, nobody does it.
No, true.
That's the
And
Jacks.
and look at also, that's a good way to tell. Look at live sets that are being put online. There are no big room live sets. Who plays that stuff? There's almost no one that plays it, or it's really
No, I think that Blaster Jacks, maybe W and W still come close.
yeah, but they changed their
Yeah.
sound. They
Hey, it's
went
definitely
way
not what it
progressive
used to
about it.
be. No, no, no. And yeah.
So yeah.
Um, Atalo also says, "Did you hear the Illenium album?"
Hey, also on that note, wait, sorry
Nope.
about the last thing. I never considered myself big room, and that's why what is a tip for everybody. You shouldn't consider yourself, oh, I'm this genre per se. You need to be free in that a little bit, because otherwise, if you get known for a certain exact sound, it might be really hard to break from it. And I think that's where bass jackers does really well. I mean, a lot of hard
No,
techno.
not well enough. We still
No, but I
get
think
from promoters that we are too EDM, while
yeah,
everybody
okay, but
plays our music at their.
but but I still like, if you're a bit more insider, you can see now your guys are with a lot of hard techno artists, let's say, being supported. But I
Yeah,
wouldn't consider you hard techno in a good sense. Like I'm not
nah,
saying,
we're not hard techno per se. It's
no, but
just
that's a good
like this
thing.
bounce and hard
Yeah,
house, a little bit of hard techno influence, a little bit
but
of a
it
mixture.
changes. It's like it's you're trying to be unique within the genre, and I think that can set you apart
Yeah,
and,
you
and
try to,
make
and
you
of
strong.
course you always get influenced. But yeah, we try to. I mean, to be honest, we're not much of doing acid, but we did it for once because we also do with Wukong the Woojackers, and then we actually thought the first drop of the set. We made an intro track. Also together with Evil Twin, who came up with some really strong ideas, good producers. Really have to give them a shout out. But then we decided like what would be like action packed on the first drop. And then we thought of acid. And that's why we made an acid track. And that track is actually also doing really well. And gets support quite a lot. Yeah, but we're not acid artists like Mary
But
Vaughn
that's a
or
good thing. I think that's
Maddox.
why I never was and yes, people will probably view me like that, but I never was a big room artist. If you listen to all my tracks, there's a huge variety in it, and I think it's it's been maybe a bit of the what made it harder, but also one of my strengths. I think if you're now going and you like what let's say Matisse and Satko are doing, so you're like, I'm going to go progressive, and you call yourself a progressive DJ, that can be tricky if you want to do this for longer than 2 years, if you know what I mean. And Matisse and Satko can do it because they're also known for it. So it's like, and they're,
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
one
they're
of the
so
best
good with
doing it.
melodies. So it's like,
Yeah,
um,
and sound wise, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's something to think about.
One question from the Nuller. I'm working on YouTube Shorts, and YouTube tells me that the first 3 seconds are crucial so the audience does not swipe away. Do you critically optimize those first 3 seconds, and is that an important content strategy for music artists?
Yeah, it's freaking annoying, but yes. Yeah, you should like reel them in right away. They should be interested right away. It's so easy to do this, you know. Yeah.
It's
Look at this move. It's so easy.
Yeah, it's milliseconds. So
Yeah.
yes, with all these things, with all these little hacks that help you to get more attention, it's just an extra hack, but it shouldn't change the message of your content. It shouldn't
Very
change
important.
anything of what you do.
Yeah.
It's just a helpful tool which you could use. But if it damages the message, or if it damages anything of the original thing you wanted to do,
You know what I always also was thinking the other day that sometimes I salute it, but also isn't all this? I mean, I see a lot of DJs get booked, and they're definitely not producers, and they have nice sets and all. It's all good, but also they're really popular on socials, and I mean, promoters are really looking at that, popularity.
yeah,
Uh, and if you have draw, will you sell tickets for me? And we live in a day and age that actually people don't really react too well. I mean, making music is not per se the asset to look at. I mean, there's a loads of artists that don't make music and are really popular,
mhm.
and they have their skills, and nothing wrong with that. But sometimes I was just thinking, like, man, aren't we're not promoting producers that well anymore?
I
Will
think
that
it's coming
also have a
back.
consequence?
What do you mean?
Will it have a consequence on the production level?
What do you mean?
I
Like,
Well,
mean, at
oh
some
yeah,
point,
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. So you mean like maybe people won't seek out to produce that are
To be
young,
honest,
and then
also the promoters, also the festivals, they don't always value the music. The thing is, there's a German festival, and they use a lot of our music to promote the festival. And we were in the ending show last year, and I see on TikTok them promoting their festival, and our music is there multiple times, different songs as well. But we're not playing that festival. And for me, that was like weird. So our booker asked, like, no, no, we don't have a slot for a bass checker. So, oh, fine, it's all good. But then I was like, okay, it's
why?
not the music,
Was it the
why?
profile then?
Yeah, it was the profile didn't fit, didn't weren't the for the money you have to pay. It didn't sell enough tickets according to them, and so it's not always the music. But then again, I'm like, well, then you can choose like a shitload of music to promote your festival.
Yeah.
Then don't use our music like all the time. Eh? If from the latest 15 posts, I actually counted it, we were used 4 times. That's actually, if you think about all the songs you can choose for all your posts,
Yeah.
that's quite a lot. And
So
book us then as well.
so what you're
But it,
also saying is
book
DJs
and yeah,
with
for us, it's okay. But then I was thinking like, okay, well,
Mhm.
it's weird. I
yeah.
mean, it's not always, it's really not always about the music. And if you book then more and more because of numbers and all that shit, then the craft maybe dies a little bit.
I
I
think it's
think
becoming
it,
more and more about the brand, and music is
yeah,
part of a brand.
I think it becomes more about authenticity, and that doesn't have to do with if you make your own music. It's like if you breathe what you release, if you
Oh no,
I think,
totally right. And also, if you see the level of DJing that has really gone up, and I really
but
salute it. So it's not all bad,
but
but
I
there is a
think,
darker side to it.
yeah, but I think, Rolf, it's has been all times, and I think the only way to really find out is check again in 5 to 10 years if those names that
Yeah.
are now popular will still be around. And I think that's why like Armin and Tiesto are such, they're so good at, well, their own brand, but also they just survived for that long by not per se jumping on trends and
Yeah,
like
they've been
sticking in
consistent.
there. And eventually, like Tiesto was trance, got booked for EDM after when he switched to like, let's say, EDM, and now he's back to trance. Uh,
So he switched.
So he switched. He switched sides, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't really know what I was gonna say, to be honest, but it's we're almost
I
an
heard you
hour
say
in.
it. Well, no, I
um,
actually like how Tiesto is always like honest about it. Sometimes just time for something new,
yeah, but I
Yeah.
think you shouldn't take into account too much what the audience and the promoters perceive of you. I think then you can never make a true change. And I think if you stick to a sound long enough, people will follow. I think that's just
Yeah,
that's the thing what I kind of mean. I think if
Yeah,
Tiesto
no,
was in his
totally
trance
agree.
era and he was like, I mean, it probably financially wasn't maybe the most viable option to go like, hey, I'm gonna go make an EDM album. But he was like, no, this is where I see the most chances and to express myself and the music. And I
Mhm.
think that in the long term always shows, I guess.
yeah,
And then he switched back because he saw trance was getting no, but like Tiesto is not switching back to trance because that's more popular now. It's a different underlying reason for it. I believe that, and that's why I think he has been there for so long. Yeah.
yeah. True. Consistency is key.
But
Um,
interesting, Ralph, that they use your music so much, and still people are like, "You're an EDM name," or is that?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
definitely.
that's
Yeah.
that's all also surprises me a little bit.
yeah, me too.
But
It's
maybe it
weird.
takes a few
I
years, and
mean, you
then
can't blame them. I mean, they cannot look at everybody, and
true,
Yeah.
true.
You guys have
so the
anything
world,
to
the
shill?
cookie crumbles.
Do you have
Yep.
anything to shill?
Yes, this Friday. Don't you
Boom.
pre-save
Don't
now? Available. I'll post a teaser in a bit on my. Go like it and say, "Hey, you were amazing on the podcast. You didn't talk any gibberish, or
wisdom bombs.
you knew exactly what you were gonna say
Yeah,
every sentence."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
You, Ralph?
Not for now. I'll
Okay.
save it up for next time. Well,
Um,
I do have something to share. We have something cool coming up, right?
exactly. That's what I wanted to shill. We have the
Yeah.
retreat coming up, and there's
Pa, pa,
still
pa,
a
pa.
few spots left. I think it's about half full right now, or half empty, whatever you want to look at it. There's we're gonna do a live retreat on the 7th till the 9th of May, including a couple of nights in a hotel and work with Ralph and Jay in the studio, and with me on building your brand. It's gonna be a very fun couple of days, very insightful. It's a deep dive into your brand and into your music. If this feels like
A&R's on site.
A&Rs exactly who are going to listen to your music. So if this is something you feel like, hey, this could be something for me, I'll be dropping the link in the live chat and in the description of this episode, so that if you're interested, you can check it out and let us know. That's about it. We will be back next week with a fresh new episode and hopefully some more sun. Thanks everybody for
Fresh
checking
tan.
in the live stream and participating into the live stream. Thanks guys for showing up, and we will be back next week. Bye.